You know that sound, that sudden, sharp crack on your windshield when you're just driving along? Ugh, it is so stressful, right? And your mind immediately leaps to one big question.
Yep, there it is. That sound. Your heart just sinks. It's a feeling we've all had. And that first thought isn't about the crack, it's about the damage to your wallet. So let's just get right to it. For most cars out on the road, you are probably looking at a range of about $200 to $500 for a full windshield replacement. Now keep in mind, if you're driving a luxury car, that number can easily jump to $800 or, even more. But what exactly are you paying for in that price? That price tag is not just a random number someone pulled out of thin air. There are a few key factors that come together to determine your final bill, and it's really helpful to know what they are.
So, the biggest things that drive up the cost are all about your specific car. See, a modern windshield isn't just a simple piece of glass anymore. It's a really high-tech piece of equipment. You've got rain sensors, heating elements, even the tech for your heads-up display. All of that is physically baked into the glass. So when you replace the windshield, you're replacing all that delicate integrated tech too, which makes the part and the labor way more expensive. Next up, you actually have a choice in the glass itself. The easiest way to think about it is like buying a charger for your phone. You can get the official one from the brand. That's OEM, Original Equipment Manufacturer. It's identical to what your car came with, so you know it's a perfect fit and all your sensors will work perfectly. Or you can go with the cheaper third-party option. That's aftermarket glass. It might work just fine, or it might not fit quite right, which can cause wind noise, leaks, or even mess with those super sensitive safety cameras. Okay, so let's break down where your money is actually going. As you can see, the glass itself is the biggest piece of the pie. No surprise there. But look at that last slice, ADAS recalibration. For any newer car, this is a huge and absolutely essential part of the cost that a lot of people just don't see coming. So what on earth is ADAS recalibration? Well, it's the super precise process of realigning all the cameras and sensors mounted on your new windshield. These are literally the eyes of your car's safety features. We're talking automatic braking, lane keep assist, the whole shebang. If those cameras are off by even a tiny, tiny fraction, those systems could totally fail when you need them most. It takes special tools and training, and it can add anywhere from $100 to $300 to your final bill. All right. This brings us to the big question, or at least the few $100 question. Who's footing the bill for all this? Is it coming out of your pocket, or is your insurance company going to step in? Well, I have some good news for you. If you have comprehensive coverage on your car insurance, there is a very good chance your windshield replacement is covered. Insurers know that having a clear, intact windshield is a huge safety issue, so they often make it super easy, and sometimes totally free, to get it replaced. Of course, this is the big fear, isn't it? We all think, okay, if I use my insurance for this, are they just going to jack up my rates next year? And that is a totally valid concern. Well, you can breathe a little easier, because the answer for this kind of claim is that it's highly unlikely your rates will go up. And let's get into the reason why. Okay, so here's the key thing to understand. A rock hitting your windshield is considered a no-fault comprehensive claim. It's in the same boat as, say, hail damage. It's not a collision that you caused. In fact, your insurance company wants you to fix it. They see it as a smart, preventative move that keeps your vision clear and your safety systems working, which helps prevent a much, much more expensive accident down the road. Okay, so you've made the appointment, you're ready to get it fixed. What actually happens when you drop off your car? The process is a lot more precise than you might think. It's not just about popping out the old glass and slapping in a new one. The whole process, from start to finish, usually takes a few hours. The actual removal and installation part is often done in under 90 minutes. If you need that ADAS recalibration, that'll add another hour or two. You're usually safe to drive away pretty soon after, but here's the crucial detail. That powerful adhesive needs a full 24 hours to completely cure and reach its maximum strength. Any really good, safe installation is going to follow 4 core steps. First, the old windshield and every last bit of the old adhesive are carefully scraped away. Second, the car's frame is cleaned right down to the metal for a perfect clean bond. Third, a new layer of super strong urethane adhesive is applied, and the new windshield is set in place with absolute precision. And finally, that all-important curing process, where the adhesive hardens to create a seal that's not just watertight, but is a critical part of your car's structure. Now, let's pause here for a second, because this is probably the single most important part of this whole explainer. Why does the quality of this job matter so much? Because we're not just talking about a window.
I mean, just let that sink in, up to 45%. Your windshield is a key part of your car's skeleton. It is literally helping to keep the roof from crushing you in a bad rollover accident. It's not just a window to look through, it's a structural safety system. And that is why going for a cheap, low-quality job is so incredibly dangerous. A badly installed windshield can mean your roof is weaker, it can cause the passenger airbag to deploy wrong, and in a true worst-case scenario, the windshield itself could just pop right out during a crash. Saving a few bucks is just not worth any of those risks. And hey, on a final practical note, putting this off is just a bad idea all around. That chip in your line of sight, that can get you a ticket. Plus, with the weather changing and the car vibrating, that tiny chip you're ignoring today can easily become a giant crack tomorrow, which means you have to get it replaced. So, after all of this, the cost, the tech, the insurance, the safety, it all really boils down to one final thing. When you're calling a repair shop, what's the most important question you should be asking? The real takeaway here is to change the way you think about it. The most important question isn't just how much, it's how are you going to guarantee my safety? Ask them what kind of glass and adhesive they use. Ask if they're certified to recalibrate your car's safety systems. Because at the end of the day, you're not just replacing glass, you're restoring one of the most critical safety systems in your entire vehicle.